Hola, my name is Katarina. Let's plantize our world. Here is another story, hello Hoka, on how our lifestyle choices impact our well-being. So today I'm gonna tackle the last of the 6 lifestyle medicine pillars, and it is called substance use. I'm sitting here in the horse paddock and it looks like there might be some rain coming soon, but it's nice and quiet here. It was a bit noisy at home. When you live in a village, you always have sort of neighbors having fun and laughing, which is wonderful, but not that ideal for recording. So I thought I'll do a quick recap on the 6 lifestyle pillars. So number 1, well, not number 1, but one of them is nutrition. Then there is physical activity, and right, let's not rush this. Nutrition. So there's obviously lots of food we can eat, and if you look at what would be the best food for human beings and how have we evolved, and if you look at these long-term studies, or actually they're not studies, they're sort of studies, they're observing humans, what they have been eating over generations, and it looks like most of our foods have come from plants, and some of it, a small percentage, has come from animals. So personally, I would say the more plants we can add to our plates, the better. I have chosen to just eat plants only because of 3 reasons. All the research that has been done on people switching to a plant-based diet and the effects it has on health has always been better than when there was a little bit of meat involved. Second, the animal welfare issues. Since we do not need to eat meat to survive, well, especially not this modern human, I don't think we have the right to eat and kill animals just for our taste buds. And the third one, which is a really big one too, and I am involved and concerned, is the environment, the impact of animal agriculture on our environment. So that's nutrition. Then physical activity, we've talked about this. We have to keep moving. And it doesn't mean we have to go to the gym or anything like this. It's just keep moving. Do little things every day that incorporates movement into your life. Obviously, I'm walking the dogs, parking away from when you go shopping, the car park, so you have to walk a little bit. Just keep moving instead of taking, the car to drive to your friend for 2 minutes. Walk, take the bicycle. Just incorporate movement in your life. So it doesn't mean going to the gym, but going to the gym is fantastic. Then stress management, which is a big one for me, Hookie, and restorative sleep, so that we have a really good, deep, good sleep. So there's lots we can do around that, and check out my video on sleep. Then social connections, being with people that support us, that bring us joy. When we walk away from having spent time with them, that we feel good and supported and lifted and nourished. And then comes avoidance of harmful substances, and that's what I'd like to focus on today. Avoiding harmful substances is a key pillar in preventing chronic diseases. So harmful substances, what is it? It is a few things, and one of them is quite an unexpected one probably for you. So we all know about alcohol, we all know about tobacco, recreational drugs, but there's another one which we don't consider a harmful substance yet, but I hope it's coming, and it's food. So let me look at alcohol for a minute. So it's a very interesting one. So the Washington School of Medicine in 2018 established that looked at 400,000 people and found out that alcohol has a detrimental effect on human health. The same was done with the study called at the Anglia Ruskin University in 2022. They looked at 350,000 people. And then there was a comprehensive analysis done, and it's called the Global Burden of Disease Study, and that was also in 2018. It was a comprehensive study of the global alcohol consumption and the disease risk that is caused by alcohol, and what they found. And I'm sorry for all of you who love to drink wine and beer and schnapps and all those lovely things, but there is now, as of 2018, there is no safe level of alcohol consumption. So the initial belief that if we drink just a little bit and it will have no effect on our body is unfortunately not correct anymore. So that's alcohol. The less the better. Now let's look at tobacco. That's a very interesting one, and I try to compare it to what's happening with food at the moment. So in 1929, a German scientist found out for the first time that alcohol is linked to lung cancer. Oh, not alcohol, sorry. That smoking, tobacco, is linked to lung cancer. Then in 1950, British researchers found a link between smoking and cancer. Again, well, that was how many years? 20 years later, but in between I'm sure there were other studies. Then in 1962, the Royal College of Physicians says there is a definite link between smoking and cancer. And even heart disease, and because a lot of doctors smoked, and for a while, it's hard to believe in this day and age, smoking was considered healthy and good for lungs. Isn't it amazing? And of course, the smoking and tobacco industry was not happy, and they in fact formed their own research body to put out research showing that it's not as bad as the scientists are making it out. And it often happens, the industry tries to put out confusing information, and then people get, the public gets so confused, they say, oh, what the heck, I'll just carry on doing what I've been doing. So that's very much been done. But because there was a consistent, again and again, research came out and showing that smoking is not healthy, after a while the governments had to do something about it. So in 1965, the Federal Cigarette Labeling and Advertising Act was created, and in 1971 the broadcasting of ads was banned. And in 1972, airlines were required to have a non-smoking section. And to round it all up, it took roughly 40 years from when the first research came out until it was implemented into public health. Also, just like food, and you will hear more about this, the smoking gives us a feel-good hormone. The dog is pushing me here. Feel-good hormone of dopamine and endorphin. So these two things are of course linked to addiction. So that's the tobacco for you. Now let's look at food. Food is an addictive substance. You think, what the hell? We need to eat. And you're correct, and exactly that's why it's such a difficult one. So let's first of all look at the worst foods. The highly processed foods must be at the top of the line. So highly processed food is any food that you could not create in your kitchen with normal kitchen utensils and the food you can buy at the shop. This is the most addictive food. Then next is dairy. You're saying, oh my goodness, we have had dairy for such a long time. No, not really. Dairy is, it's a weird thing to eat dairy. I'll explain you why I'm saying this. We evolved to have drink mother milk, human milk, for a certain amount of our time, of our, when we're growing as a baby. And we have a special enzyme that digests milk for us. Then our enzymes change and we are actually we're weaning, it's called weaning, like you're weaning off a calf of a cow or something. We're weaning as a human baby, and we do not need the milk anymore because we're starting to eat solid foods. And from that point onwards, these enzymes are not there anymore. So that is why almost 70% of humanity on this planet are lactose intolerant. So they will not feel good when they eat any dairy, be it milk, cheese, yogurt, or whatever. So that's because of that. The Europeans, because they've been eating milk and cheese for so long, they developed a tolerance to it. Then dairy is very bad for allergies. If you have an allergy, cut out dairy and see if that's going to help you. Dairy is also now more and more research shows that it is linked to hormonal cancers, which is like the breast cancer, the man cancer, let me think, prostate cancer. And I shouldn't laugh when I talk about cancer, shouldn't I? And cardiovascular disease, of course, because of the saturated fats, and also diabetes. Then the next one down the list of addictive foods and not really good for us is meat and fish. In fact, meat, processed meat, which sort of belongs to the highly processed foods, like the sausages and the cured meats and all of that, has been by the WHO, World Health, WHO, World Health Organization, has been declared as a class 1 carcinogen. So that needs to go. But the red meats also have been declared as a possible class 2 carcinogen and has been very much linked to cancers, red meat especially. And fish, of course, is full of heavy metals because our oceans are the sewers of our world, which is so sad. So, yeah. So from that point of view, the less you eat of these things, the better. Okay, so now we're moving to what is food addiction. Because I'm living in New Zealand, I sort of look at New Zealand and the health outcomes here are of interest to me. And I don't think it's a 2025 analysis or study that has been done. I think it's further back, where it was found that 1 in 3 New Zealanders suffer from obesity. So that means obese is, that does not include people that are overweight. I think that is a much higher rate. And the reason I said, no, I don't want to say that is I don't want to say, I don't think people should say, I am obese or I am overweight. We don't say, I am cancer, I am diabetes, I am heart disease. And it's the same. It's an illness, it's a disease. So it's not who we are. It's something that has happened to us, and it's not our fault. In a big part, it's not our fault. It is what information we get, what education we get. And so, because there is no government warning or education on, labels like on a cigarette package, if we buy a packet of chips or highly processed breakfast cereals, it doesn't warn us of the detrimental health impacts. Doctors have worldwide almost no nutrition education, so they haven't got a clue about all of this unless they have a personal interest or they have done the additional training as a lifestyle medicine doctor, which you can do in Australia, in America, and I think in England as well. And so to go back to smoking, it is very similar. We have known for more than 50 years, the research has been out on the detrimental effects on our health of the processed foods, of some of the animal products, most of the animal products. And the go into it is into addictive foods. I would like to sort of touch a little bit on what makes a food addictive. And it is a very simple thing, actually. It is the combination of salt, fat, and sugars. Let's say, if you would cook some broccoli in water, and you would eat it, you would probably enjoy it. However, if you took some freshly melted butter and sprinkled over, or even olive oil, go plant-based, pour olive oil or whatever oil over it, and maybe some salt or soy sauce or whatever. And I experienced it by myself. You will like it much more. These combinations of salt and sugar, sometimes it is salt, sugar and fat, but mostly it is salt and fat or sugar and fat, are addictive. They make us feel well. They light up our tree in our head in our brain that make us feel good, dopamine especially. So if you eat chips, for example, that is a combination of salt and fat, your neurological pathways in the brain will light up and they will make you feel good, and they will say, eat more. And that's exactly what happens. You can't just eat 2 chips. You can't just eat 2 salted peanuts. It makes you, and it's not your fault, it's designed. The food is designed to do that, so you want to eat more. And if you combine sugar and fat, which is your biscuits, your cakes, your breakfast cereals, highly processed breakfast cereals, your muesli bars, they're all proclaimed to be healthy and great. They're not. They're full of sugars and full of fat. Hey, what do you reckon, Moss? Yeah. If you look at the back of a package, you will find out. So again, they will light up your Christmas tree in your brain and say, eat more. So this is the addictive nature of food. So the reason we evolved to like fat and sugar especially is because the foods that contained fat and the foods that contained sugar, they were high in calories. And when we lived in a world of scarcity where we didn't get to eat every day, sometimes there were famines. we were clued in to eat lots of those foods when they were sweet and when they were fatty. So we evolved like this. But unfortunately now we don't live in a world of scarcity anymore. The shop is full of foods that we can buy every day. And the foods that are designed by the food industry are designed to make us addicted to them, so we will buy more. So there is a purpose behind. Food industry employ scientists to create the most addictive foods, not to make us sick. I'm sure that's not the reason, but to sell more, to earn more money. So to round it all up, it takes time to recalibrate our taste buds. What does that mean? So let's say if we've eaten McDonald's all our life, which most of you probably haven't, but if let's say we have gotten used to highly salted, highly sugared foods, and if we eat a fruit or a vegetable, it probably will appear to us very bland and boring because our taste buds got so used to these highly stimulating foods. So it requires, you have to do it step by step. Just gradually get rid of these foods and replace them with other natural foods. There is lots of information out there. There are lots of wonderful people out there on how to cook with natural foods and make it taste really, really nice. I wish you good luck in finding them, and I think in the future I will actually do some cooking sessions, because it's great to know all the theory, but what do I do? How do I cook foods that are not highly addictive and still taste really, really nice? So I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Ka kite! And I just want to quickly show you how I video. So I'm not doing things very professionally at all. I just have my cell phone and I have it here in the bush, stuck with some notes so I don't forget what I want to talk about. The dog was laying on the back of me, and that is my environment here. Very simple. That's my filming studio. I just thought you want to know.